In this video, we're going to talk about Module 1, which is the orientation, and this is an overview of the expectations for this module. So at the very beginning of the module here, you're going to see the expectations written in Blackboard to tell you what you're going to do for this module. And then you're going to have 2 PowerPoints, and then you're going to take a quiz. And all that is laid out up here in this module. Okay, so you're going to review 2 PowerPoint files and then complete a 25-question quiz on the material contained in the PowerPoints. In order to access these files, you are going to need to be signed into your student account for Microsoft 365. And you can do that by clicking in the cube of or square of 9 dots. Cube is 3D. I should know this. I teach 3D animation. The square of 9 dots in the upper left-hand corner of your Outlook account. And from there, you can get into your Microsoft 360 account. So once you're signed in, then you can access all these PowerPoints that are stored on my 360 account because they're too big for me to have uploaded them into the course. Okay, so you are going to need to go ahead and download Respondus Lockdown Browser to be able to take the quiz. And this is the link to be able to get to Respondus. Now, what happens with this is you go to the link, you download the browser, and then from that browser, you take the quiz. You don't come back here to take the quiz because it won't let you in. It'll ask you for a password. If you're ever being prompted for a password, it means you're in the wrong place to take the quiz. You don't want to be in Blackboard. You want to be in Respondus. Okay, so go take care of this. We use this. We're required to use Respondus for our proctored event for the class. So we want you guys to go ahead and make sure that you're comfortable using it before you take something that counts as a lot of points. Okay, and then the quiz, well, wait a minute. Yeah, no. Sorry, I think this used to be true, and I think I just made it available. But it will disappear from view once the deadline has passed. Okay? Oh, I need to fix this. All right, and so when you click on this, it will take you into the PowerPoint that is the content for the course. What this module tells you is how this field works. Sort of an overview to design and media, not only as a major in college, but as a career path. What not only does faculty expect from you as a student, but also what does industry expect from you once you're working in it, and especially what do your clients expect from you? Because we are, I can't state this enough, we are not art class. We are not, you create art based on what you want to do. We are service oriented. We do projects for clients. We are still commissioned artists in the same sense that we've ever been. Artists have always been commissioned in the professional way, where you have a client. It used to be called a patron, and they would give you money and you would do work for them. And the work you do for them is their work, not your work, although it's still your work. You have creative license, but one of the things that happens in this field is your client comes to you with expectations, and you need to meet them. Those are not negotiable. And so as a result, in this program, they are not negotiable. So whenever you see a brief or instructions or what's due for your assignment, make sure you are meeting that criteria. Those are things your client has said, I have to have. Where they don't, you want to ask questions to make sure you understand. But I can tell you, as someone who worked in industry for 17 years before I got into education, and I've since been in education for 17 years, I've seen people fired for missing deadlines and not giving the client what the client asked for. I have seen clients refuse to pay when they didn't get what they asked for. So you don't want to do all this work to end up without a paycheck. So to help you get in the right mindset, for not only learning about your chosen field, but for then being successful in your chosen field, we've established this orientation. It's really important to do well in this, and so as a result, this counts as 10% of your grade. And the way to do this is to go through the PowerPoint and take notes. And then use your notes as a study guide. And for visual learners, usually most of us are artists are visual and kinesthetic learners. For us, writing down by hand, taking notes, helps put things into memory. And then if you rewrite your notes as a study guide and use that to study for the quiz, it helps retain information in your memory. Also, there are not a lot of quizzes in this course, but the reason we start off with a quiz is to also help give you feedback on how well you're absorbing the material. So if you're not doing well on the quiz, you want to go back and in the future, or you want to go back and review, but in the future, you want to be more detailed. You want to do a little bit more to help you remember that information. For visual kinesthetic learners, repetition is the key to learning. So you'll hear me say practice, 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 practice. You're never going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. I got 34 years since I graduated college and have been working only in this field. And I'm not perfect, not even close. Make mistakes all the time, but you do get better, and you get better, and you get faster. Okay. So then after you finish this one, when you've reviewed the material, you're gonna, you also want to review this one. You're going to do all these in order. You're then going to take the quiz. Okay. So then the next module is, what is design? What is this field that you've selected? So we want to be very clear and honest with you all up front, day one. What is design? What are you studying? And we're going to, from here, we're going to give you an overview, but the rest of this course is going to break down design and basically the principles and elements of design. And the reason we make you take this class first is because you need to know and learn the principles and elements of design so that you can then apply them in context to the rest of your courses. Okay? So this is the expectation for this class, and then come here and you're going to take this through Respondus Lockdown Browser. All right. So, and it even tells you after reviewing the PowerPoints above, complete this graded quiz, and then make sure you review carefully. And when you get ready to go, make sure you open your Respondus and sign in. Okay. And let's be very clear here, all your assignments that are in the grade book, anything that's got a grade in the grade book, will disappear at the deadline and no longer be accessible. And that is because late work is not accepted. And just to refer back to what I said earlier, we don't accept late work because the brain learns that if we give you guys latitude with late work, you will not take your deadlines as seriously when you get in industry. And we don't want anybody to get fired. It is better to get an F or a 0 on an assignment than it is to get fired. So we need to go ahead and get you guys working in the mindset that deadlines are not negotiable. Basically what happens is this. Your client comes to you to solve a problem, a design problem for them, and they have deadlines. So the deadlines they give you align with their deadlines, and most of the time the work we're doing for them is in the middle towards the end. And if we miss our deadlines, guess what happens to them? They miss their deadlines. And missing their deadlines is way more serious. It costs them time, it costs them money, it could cost them reputation. And so when we say no late work, it's not because we're mean, it's exactly the exact opposite. We want your brains to see deadlines as very important to your success in this field. And so we that's how we set it up now. Okay, so this is module one. Please let me know if you have any questions.